I've always wanted to do, I was telling him, I'm like, I was stoked I got the opportunity to come down here and start doing this. 'Cause I'm like, I've wanted to do a podcast for so long, but having all the stuff and all the people to do it all, I'm like, I can't do it by myself. Like I have too much stuff going on. So this literally worked out perfect.
Yeah, it's a good setup, and it's like authentic, you know, come in here and kind of not be biased and not have to, like, obviously we're a men's jewelry brand and we crush it, but it's not really about that. It's more just about kind of whatever Twitch wants to talk about.
Yeah. So let's get into it.
Yeah.
Why dirt bikes?
Man, that's a tough question. I mean, a really good question too, but it's been in my blood my whole life. My grandpa and my dad did it. And why dirt bikes? It's just like, dude, it makes you feel a certain way and you can't really put it into words. It like makes you feel alive. And when I'm doing it, I'm not thinking about anything else besides what I'm doing at the time. And it feeds my soul. So that's why dirt bikes.
I love it. Yeah. It's a feeling you can't really explain unless you do it, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And once you do it, it's in your blood forever.
So who got you into dirt bikes? Pops and grandpa?
Grandpa and my dad.
Captain Ron?
Yeah, my grandpa, Captain Ron, R.I.P.
Yep.
Miss the old man.
He was bad.
He was a bad dude. So he got my dad into riding a long time ago, and my dad raced flat track growing up when he was a kid, and then turned pro for years. So in basically until I was 8 years old, my dad was racing pro flat track, like going to some of the nationals, but racing locally, doing really well. And I got to see my dad do his thing. So yeah, that's kind of what started doing moto and when I was 10, and just been wanting to jump ever since then.
Never stopped.
Never stopped.
How rad was it? I remember when we all got in the flat track a lot. How sick was it racing with your dad?
Unreal. It's like that was the biggest experience. Like more importantly than, you know, competing at X Games and these events, like that full circle moment for me to be able to race with my dad, see my dad do his thing when I was a Grom, and then fast forward, you know, 10 years later, and we're getting to do it together, and it just brought us so much closer together. And then actually the X Games brought hooligan racing into X Games, and me and my dad both got to go to a hooligan qualifier, and we both made X Games and got to compete at X Games together.
Was that the one in Idaho on the slick track?
Yeah,
on the concrete. That one was gnarly.
Well, the first year he didn't make it.
Yeah, but the next year he did.
Second year he made it.
That was cool. Like I remember sitting in the stands watching you guys, just thinking, I'm like, fuck, that'd be rad if I could like go do that with my dad. You know, like it's an experience that not too many people will get to live, like doing the same sport that you guys both have interest in.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's cool. Like back to that question, like why moto, it brings people closer together and families. And me and you, for instance, when I moved down in 2010, came down here to chase the dream of racing motocross and supercross, and met you, and we've been homies ever since. And brings people closer together. You know, we now have experienced so many things together, and I've had you to look up to. So
that's cool.
It's cool.